The Florida Podcast Network, the voice of Florida. This is episode 19A of the Finding Florida podcast on the Florida Podcast Network. Freedom RVing on the Gulf Coast, the preview.
Welcome to Finding Florida, the podcast that takes you from country to the coast. Join your tour guides, an unlikely pair, city girl Jemmy and country boy Glenn, as they explore the amazing sights and sounds of the Sunshine State.
Thank you for joining us on this lead up to our 19th adventure of the Finding Florida podcast. That's hard to believe. We are gearing up for our adventure of hitting the road with an RV, in an RV. I get to drive an RV with Freedom RVing. We picked up one of their awesome RVs from Venice on Florida's west coast, drove down through Punta Gorda, and ended up at Fort Myers Beach with our friends on Beach Talk Radio.
So all of the audio from that fun adventure of hitting the Florida road in an RV will be on the next episode, 19B, and we had so much fun. In fact, here are a few quick clips. Well, welcome everybody to our mobile studio, our hotel on wheels, courtesy of Freedom RV. I feel pretty darn free on this trip. Hit the road!
A big road.
Ready, JoJo?
Ready?
Yeah, baby!
Here we go.
It's beautiful.
But I don't want anyone to know about it because the more that people come here,
Your secret is safe with us. We promise we'll just edit all of this right out of the show. Edit right out.
The 10,000 people that listen will not know.
Okay. What's the next question?
All right.
I think there's a practice crab right there for you.
No!
And everybody watching, now's the comedy session of the show.
You're putting me on the spot?
Yes.
Oh, Lord have
You
mercy.
better eat that.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
JoJo and I did the first time. He helped hook up the water. He helped hook up the sewer.
What?
I also helped hook up the poop.
That is the sewer, silly bean. But on this episode, we're talking about Freedom RVing, which is a sister brand to Freedom Boat Club. We met them at the Miami Boat Show back on episode 16B, if you want to go back and take a listen to that episode. And we'll chat with Randy, their membership sales manager, about the concept of using the boat club model now for RVing. And then we'll get into a whole bunch of other fun Florida stuff, including Critters of Florida, Flori-Duh, Florida Foods and Feel Goods, and a segment from a brand new roaming reporter. Listen in.
I would dot the West with little hometowns and fill the East with excitement. Right in the middle, I put a great big playground. I would surround it all with water from coast to coast to coast, and I'd give it a name, Florida.
Well, we had a chance to chat with Randy Underwood. He's the membership sales manager over at Freedom RVing in Venice. Well, we have somebody on right now to help set the stage for what our B episode is going to be, and that's Randy Underwood. He is the membership sales manager for Freedom RVing. Hi, Randy.
How are you today, Glenn?
Good. So what are we getting into?
Well, Freedom RVing, we basically make RVing simple. We own a fleet of RVs, and as a member of our club, you can take our fleet of RVs as often as you like.
And our listeners will be familiar with Freedom Boat Club, which we've talked about here on the show a couple of times, and this is an offshoot of that, kind of the same theme, right?
Absolutely. So the owner of Freedom Boat Club, which we have over 180 locations nationwide, has now opened up this sister company, Freedom RVing, with the exact same concept. We have the same infrastructure, the processes and technologies that are going right into Freedom RVing, where the boat club took about 30 years to go worldwide. We already, within less than a year, have 3 locations, and we plan on growing, twice as fast.
So I pay them, as a person interested in this, I pay an upfront membership fee and then an ongoing monthly fee, and then I can take RVs out whenever I want. How's that work?
Absolutely. So you pay an entry fee. Our entry fee allows us to maintain a 12-to-1 member to RV ratio. Once we have 10 members to join, then we just buy a brand new RV straight from the factory, put it in our fleet, and everybody has access to it. Okay. Then the monthly fees allow us to service, maintain, and replace, our RVs, which we replace annually. With that membership, you now can go online and reserve your trips up to a year in advance if you like. So
that's cool.
You're allowed to have a couple reservations on the books. So I can have this trip this month and another trip planned a couple weeks from now or a month from now. And it's just sitting there waiting for you. Once you use one reservation, once you go for one trip, you come back in and you can make another reservation and plan another trip. And you just keep doing that as much as you want all year long.
So I have two main questions for you. All right. So when I imagine the boat club model, I can see, and I know a lot of people living down here in Southeast Florida. I live in Boynton Beach. A lot of people who, they just live a boating life. When they're not in the office, they're on their boat. And so it's every weekend taking the boat out, whether it's fishing, whatnot. However, I'm wondering how often, so I imagine people like on average take the boats out, once or twice a month. How often do you find people are taking the RVs out?
So you actually create a lifestyle just like you would with the boat club. Mm-hmm. So what you have to ask yourself is how many times would you go to a national park? You might do that once a year. That'd be awesome. You might do it a couple times, but everybody wants to do that national park trip, and we do allow for that. But think about a time that you would like to take an RV maybe to the beach,
That's
take an RV
doing.
to...
That's exactly what we're doing.
That's what we're doing.
So that just happens to be coincidence, but yeah, you are going to be taking an RV to a beach. But you also, like, say there's a family reunion. A lot of families like to get together every year. So that's a great opportunity where you can reserve the RV. How about tailgating to your favorite sporting event or a concert that you like going to? So there's a couple more reasons, at least once a year.
I think that's awesome. I know that there are a lot of concerts and things out here that are, especially in the summer. For example, Dave Matthews comes and he does an awesome concert out here every summer I go to. And my friends, they will tailgate all morning. They'll make it
I
easily
would
a whole
not
weekend.
let Jemmy take your RV to a tailgating at the concert.
That's not. We'll
I
have
think
a
I would
designated
forbid
driver.
that if I were you.
Hush you. So, but yeah, I'm imagining because usually it's 3-4 cars and all that. But imagine just having an RV and taking it out there for your tailgating. That would be so fun. Or going to a football
Jemmy
game.
have to pay for the damage that she causes on the RV?
Painting such a negative picture of me and my driving skills. I think that would be
insurance
so
is
fun.
Included. All right.
Well,
and the driving course is included, right? We have to take it's a 3-hour driving course.
Yeah, for our RV members, we provide unlimited training. So we actually teach you how to drive the RV, work everything on the RV, like the slide outs and the generator and the air conditioning, all that stuff is included. We start you off with a basic 4-hour new member orientation. So we really make it completely hassle-free.
That's fun. So let me ask you this question. So why do people choose to go out RVing? Like you mentioned the RV lifestyle. I've never been camping one way or the other. Not really. I think the closest thing I've ever come to camping was spending a weekend at Fort Wilderness at Disney. I don't think that
city girl
in the cabin, that doesn't really count. So, why do people love going RVing and camping and just hitting the road? Who do you see as walking through your doors?
Well, people that are looking for adventure and people that want to get out into nature, also people that want to connect with the family. What I found most, especially with both of the trips I've already taken with Freedom RVing, one trip was me and my wife. I got 4 kids, plus her girlfriend and husband and their kids. We're all close together, talking, having fun. So it's really about connecting with family is probably the main reason why people join Freedom RVing. It's that interaction that you won't normally get.
You're going to get a family this time, kind of a weird family, because I am going with Jemmy and her son, so a 7-year-old. So we're going to see how this goes. Where can people find out more? Where do they go?
So go to freedomrving.com is the fastest way to get the information. There's some basic information on there. You can even watch a couple videos that show the different types of RVs we have in our fleet. And then you fill out a basic form, name, phone number, email, and then we immediately email you all the information with our pricing. And that's the simplest way to get the information. Local membership executive will then follow up with you, see if you'd like to come down for a tour, maybe go for an RV ride, and kind of, see if this is a good fit for you and your family and a lifestyle that you're interested in.
Well, I am very excited because like I said, I've never been in an RV. My kid's never been in an RV. His dad has told him, listen, don't get used to this because when they go camping, they use tents. And so it's not going to be, he said, it's not the same thing. But I'm super excited, especially the idea of bringing an RV to the beach. I've never even heard of that. Anytime I've ever seen people camping, it's in an RV or not, it's always been in the woods. So the idea of making it a trip to the beach just never even occurred to me. So I'm going to be experiencing all kinds of fun new things on this trip, and I just can't wait. And we have Freedom RVing and you and your whole team to thank for that. So thank you so much, Randall.
It is absolutely our pleasure.
Well, you have to tune in to episode 19B to hear us in the RV and what kind of things happened there. What went right?
Trusted us.
What went wrong? That's going to come out soon. It'll be in all of your feeds, and you're going to hear all of the fun and interesting adventures we had.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
It was our first adventure in a closed quarters with a 7-year-old. So there's that too.
I'm always on an adventure in closed quarters with a 7-year-old. It was
but did Glenn survive is the question.
Well, now it's about time for our community clipboard. I actually got an email from Sally at the Buzz Agency about something interesting going on in my neck of the woods down here in Delray Beach. We actually got to go visit the Morikami Museum on our last adventure. We checked out their Hitsumi Festival. It was a lot of fun. Well, she heard that episode and asked us to let y'all know about something else they have coming on to the Morikami Museum up here for Father's Day. Now, Father's Day is Sunday, June 16th. You just got a taste, Glenn, of what it's like to be in a dad's shoes.
Now?
Yeah, you qualify. I think so.
But I gave him back. You
gave him back.
Yes.
So for all the dads who can't give them back and are looking for something to do on Father's Day, if you're in the Delray Beach area, Morikami Museum is doing a whole workshop on kite making and kite flying, and it just sounds like a whole lot of fun. I mean, it's all interactive. You're going to get to learn about the art of Japanese kite making and then go out and fly some kites. So it'll be held on the weekend of Father's Day weekend, so the 15th and the 16th, and we're going to link to all the information and the pricing and all that in our show notes. But basically, it's going to end up illuminating the big display that they have going on right now. They have an exhibit called Falling Water Soaring Kites. It's on display through August 11th. So this Father's Day celebration will help kind of highlight all of that they have going on. So go check out the link in our show notes. You can call 561-495-0233 or visit morikami.org for more information on how you can go fly a kite with your kids for Father's Day.
Well, just a quick reminder for you to go ahead and jump into the FPN Insiders on Facebook. It's a closed group exclusively for superfans of the Florida Podcast Network shows, such as the Finding Florida podcast, and we'll give you access to early scoops, contests, and other special treats. So Jemmy and I look forward to meeting you in there.
All right, so that's all that's going on around the community with the community clipboard. Well, coming up next, we'll get into a whole bunch of other fun Florida stuff, and we'll do so right after this. You are listening to the Florida Podcast Network, the voice of Florida. FPN is committed to promoting local brands and businesses through a network of podcasts celebrating the Sunshine State, and you can be a part of it. Are you a Florida Visitors Bureau, publication, blogger, or attraction looking to more regularly reach your townspeople and tourists? Turn your content into an ongoing podcast as one of our affiliates. With your own show, you can create lasting content that increases your public exposure and positions your brand to represent the voice of your corner of Florida. And FPN will guide you every step of the way, launching your turnkey podcast in just a few weeks. Once part of our network, affiliates can then turn their podcasts into profit centers by selling ads and securing sponsors for their episodes. If you're interested in elevating your Florida brand and becoming part of the voice of Florida, head to floridapodcastnetwork.com/partner with us for more information, to download our media kit, and to reach out. The Florida Podcast Network, celebrating Florida one local voice at a time. Well, guess what time it is, Glenn?
What time is it?
It's time for us to find out more fun stuff about the rest of the state of Florida.
Officer in need of assistance from animal control.
Oh, well, Glenn, you spent quite a bunch of time over here at Camp FPN having to stay in Jordan's room and crash on the couch and do whatever it takes when you're going on adventures down in my area, in my neck of the woods. So what have you seen all over my neighborhood?
Oh, she has 1.5 million peacocks.
There are a lot of them, right? Isn't it insane?
There has to be 1,000 peacocks in that neighborhood.
Easily. Yeah, easily.
I mean, sometimes we'll see 50 of them together.
It's insane. It really isn't. It's totally nuts. And it's like a herd of peacocks.
It is.
It really
I don't know
is.
what they're called. There must be a name for
There
a
must be a
peacock.
word. A flock. I guess it's a flock,
gaggle?
right? A flock.
I don't know.
I don't know, whatever. But there's tons and tons and tons of them. Well, as you've been paying attention to social media and FPN insiders and whatnot, then you know that I also suffer from migraines. Well, my migraines have kept me from going on my daily walks quite a bit over the last month. So I just got to start going on my daily walks again. And Glenn, I have an update for you on the peacocks in my neighborhood. So it's mating season. So they're loud and they're proud and the dudes are out there with their feathers all out doing their dance and the chicks are mostly ignoring them, right? But a few of them aren't. Some little babies have started to come out. Some really cute ones. I actually just posted some cute ones over the past weekend on Inside Insiders. But with all that going on, you'd think that there'd be even more peacocks than the last time you saw them, right, Glenn?
Yes.
Well, no. It blew my mind on this last walk. There are like barely any peacocks. Alert, missing peacocks. Where have all the peacocks gone? I was walking around. I probably on the entire walk saw maybe 20. Which
are they hiding from you?
Sounds like a lot, but it's not a lot. No, like I would see maybe 2 or 3 together in a cluster over here, 2 or 3 over, but there would usually be dozens together. And I don't know where all the peacocks in my neighborhood have gone. It's weird.
The peacock collectors didn't come in, did they?
I hope not, because I don't want to think. I hope that in my head they've all flown off to find and create.
Or maybe they're
peacock
nesting and they're not coming out.
No, because they nest up in the trees. I was looking up in the trees for them and everything. I couldn't find them. It was bizarre. Yeah.
That is weird.
We were talking about 1,000 peacocks. Like, I think you were right. And just suddenly, poof, most of them are gone. So I don't know. I hope to find answers soon. I'm going to start asking some very good questions.
I was wondering why it's so quiet. We haven't been interrupted at all
you can't hear them in the background. You haven't asked me what cats are going crazy in the background for me to remind you, no, those are peacocks. No, it's bizarre. So I'm going to have to start asking around. But stay tuned for this space for a further update on the peacocks.
By the way, a group of peacocks is called a muster, an ostentation, or a pride.
I'm going with pride because I don't want to have to try to pronounce the other.
Doesn't even sound like a group of anything.
No, and muster feels like we're in the military.
Yes.
And these peacocks are not that threatening. So I don't think so.
A pride. I like pride. Because they're very prideful. They're prideful.
They are. Maybe they were too prideful and they left. They said, boom, we're out of here. We're too good for this neighborhood.
So there you go. That's that. Learn something new today.
Learn something new, and hopefully in the future we'll learn what the heck happened to my peacocks.
Go!
So, Glenn, this is an absolutely crazy story that ends with a car inside a garage at a home in Cocoa, Florida. Sounds pretty mundane, right?
It happens every day in Florida.
Cars end up in garages all the time. But there's 3 problems with this seemingly normal scene. Problem number 1, the black Cadillac did not belong to the homeowners. And problem number 2, the car also did not belong to the guy who had been driving it. And problem number 3, The garage it ended up in was actually a converted garage currently being used as a bedroom. So when the stolen black Cadillac crashed into the garage in Cocoa, it actually pinned a sleeping elderly woman up against the wall. Yeah. Yeah. So,
that's a hell of a way to wake up.
So 3 kind of really big problems with the car being in the garage in Cocoa, Florida, I'd say. So let's just play this first quick clip, please, Glenn.
The Cadillac slammed into a home on Greenwood Way in Cocoa and several cars nearby.
Yeah. It kind of ping-ponged back and forth and ended up in this garage/bedroom in Cocoa, Florida. So not only was the black Cadillac stolen and then crashed into this garage, but the reason why it crashed was also an interesting part of the story. So let's get into figuring that out. Well, see, after the car crashed, the husband of the woman who had been pinned was relieved first to find out that she was actually going to end up being perfectly fine. She was all right. But then he was also relieved to see the cops already on the scene, flashing lights and all. Yay!
They were chasing him.
Right? But then he realized that the flashing lights were actually headed away from the house, not toward it. And he stood there scratching his head thinking, well, that's strange. Next clip, please, Glenn.
I didn't know exactly what was going on.
When Edward Brown saw a deputy cruiser's flashing lights just after a Cadillac crashed into his home, he thought help had arrived.
I thought maybe the police was out here that had the guys on the arrest or something.
Not the case.
So, any idea why the cop car was driving away, Glenn?
I assume the guy got out of the car and was running.
Oh, that actually is a really, really good, to be honest with you, I never even thought that could be
And I'm assuming
reason.
Alcohol was involved.
That would be a really logical, sensical reason, but no!
Oh.
It's because the cop car was stolen too. Yes!
Oh, no!
Play that clip, Glenn!
Cocoa police say that Orange County Sheriff's Office cruiser was stolen, and whoever was inside kept trying to pull cars over. It got behind another stolen vehicle, the Cadillac, and chased it until the Cadillac plowed into this garage. Brown came outside just in time to see the only person left by the Cadillac take off.
He jumps out, said his leg and stuff was broke. I told him to sit down and wait for the ambulance. He said, no, I can't wait. I got to go because I can't go back to jail.
As for that stolen cruiser, police recovered it behind a Save-A-Lot plaza just a few blocks away. Whoever was inside, also gone. Reporting in Cocoa, Hadass Brown.
Okay, let me try and see if I understand this.
No.
No?
Yes, go ahead. I just needed a moment.
So a guy steals the police car and decides to go pull random people over.
Yes.
And he happens to try and pull over a guy who had stolen another car, who then went on a high-speed chase with a fake policeman.
Yes. So the Orange
God,
County,
only in Florida.
The Orange County patrol car. It was stolen out of West Palm Beach. Go West Palm. He was joyriding, yes, pretending to pull people over and not realizing that the black Cadillac was actually stolen. He saw it, got behind it.
Two criminals are actually getting each other in trouble.
Started to pretend to pull it over. Wouldn't it be funny if they're like part of the same gang or something? It'd be hilarious. So meanwhile, the guy in the stolen black Cadillac, not realizing the patrol car had also been stolen, freaks out and crashes it into a garage.
By the way, I've heard that policemen that get their patrol cars stolen really get a lot of flack. They never
Can you
live
imagine
it down.
Getting your car stolen or your gun stolen? You would get so
apparently
much.
They never live it down.
Oh my gosh!
I've all kinds of nicknames for them.
Yeah, and then the fact that this guy gets out and says, "No, I gotta run with my broken leg because I don't want to go back to jail." And then
the fact that he stopped to explain that to the homeowner was.
My God. Oh, that's true. That's true. And then of course, where do you abandon a stolen patrol car but behind a Save-A-Lot? I mean, wow.
Wild night in West Palm Beach.
I just can't imagine all the neighbors try to come out and see first that the lady was okay, and then just try to make sense of everything. It just, hot mess.
It's not something you expect while sleeping in your bedroom.
Nope, not at all.
Cadillac to come through the wall.
Not at all.
So good and tasty. So good. Oh, God, it's so good. Tastes
good. So on this latest adventure, which will be coming out in the next episode, 19B, Glenn, we got a chance to experience kind of what it's like having a tiny house on wheels, right? Or as JoJo called it, a home away from home inside a truck. Well, I'm going to tell you about a new Florida eatery that is taking the concept of tiny to a whole new level. You've heard of taco trucks. I love a good taco truck. Oh, God, there's some good ones out there. Well, this taco stand stands alone. You'll never guess what this tiny taco restaurant in downtown Dunedin, and I apologize if I'm saying that right, Dunedin. I don't know how you pronounce it there in Dunedin, Florida, but it's on the West Coast over by Tampa. It's called Taco Baby, and you'll never guess, Glenn, what this tiny taco restaurant used to be. Please play that first clip.
This is our Taco Baby.
Cool. It used to be an ATM machine.
This is a transformation from a Chase ATM into a self-service taco machine.
Super crazy. Nobody thought she could fit it in there.
Can you believe it?
It's like one of those you pull up to, maybe, and they converted it?
Yeah, so it's 54 square feet inside, and Kurt Ferguson, who's the owner of Nina Hospitality Company, who I'm guessing is people behind it, they say it's just enough room to fit two humans who can serve you tacos. They just have to really be good friends. It's just under 8 feet by 8 feet, and Kurt claims it's the smallest taco stand in Florida. I think he's probably right about it.
It's probably right. You have a refrigerator and a grill, and that's about it.
In fact, if you look up their address still on Google Earth, then you'll find the photo still of the Chase ATM machine. So it's 235 Main Street in Dunedin, whatever. If you look it up on Google Earth, apparently you still see the Chase ATM machine. And so it's led to some interesting customer interactions. Let's hear the next clip.
We've had several people over the last few weeks since we've opened come thinking that they were going to get money out of their Chase ATM and been pleasantly surprised that they can get tacos instead.
Not a bad trade-off, right?
Now, they had no money to buy the tacos, but...
Well, it's a good thing. I think they accept credit cards.
Yeah.
Debit cards. Chase cards. They accept Chase cards.
That's funny.
And up next is the second installment ever of a new segment. So excited about this. It's the Finding Florida Roaming Reporters. And this time we have a clip to share from a brand new roaming reporter. His name is Dave Butler. And some of you may already know him as the Florida beer blog guy. Well, Dave had a chance to check out the Ocean Brews and Blues Beer Fest in Deerfield Beach. It took place the same weekend we were in Fort Myers Beach on our adventure, actually. So, Glenn, let's go ahead and check out Dave's first submission as a brand new roaming reporter.
Hey everyone, this is David Butler with the Florida Beer Blog and Florida Beer Podcast, reporting to you from the third annual Ocean Brews and Blues Festival in Deerfield Beach. It is a wonderful day today. Got a nice breeze blowing in off the water. The beer is flowing, the food is cooking, and we are having a great time. So let's go talk to some people from some of the best breweries here in South Florida, see what they're bringing, and see if they got anything fun coming in the future. So we're here with Dustin Jeffers from Saltwater Brewery. How are you doing today?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
It's actually really nice weather for an event like this.
Yeah, compared to last year, we had a tropical storm winds and all that stuff, so this is much easier this year.
Awesome. So what did you bring with you to the event?
So we brought all our cans. We have Screamin' Reels, which is our IPA, which most people can find everywhere. Sea Cow's our milk stout. We have Locale, which is a 3.7%, Golden Ale, and Passion Pit, which is our brand new in cans, going to distro, 4.2%. Golden Ale fermented with passion fruit. And then we brought some special crowlers of Daddy Shark, which is our double New England triple dry hopped hazy IPA that went through a centrifuge, which I'm pretty proud of.
Daddy Shark obviously getting onto that to the trend right now.
Yeah, so last year, or at the beginning of the year, we made Hazy Shark, and I have a 2-year-old, so Baby Shark's in my head all the time. So Hazy Shark was the 6% version of this, double dry hopped, and then we made the 10% version, triple dry hopped, plus all that stuff, and Daddy Shark. So I'm thinking of doing Grandma Shark as doing maybe a wine grape fermented, and then Grandpa Shark as a smoked version, possibly.
Because really it just sort of lends itself to having the whole shark family.
Yeah, so I checked, and there's 20 breweries that have Baby Shark, so we just skipped that and going with the other stuff. See how it goes.
Awesome, thank you. So we're with David Lippman at Biscayne Bay Brewing Company. David, how are you enjoying the weather today?
Good, man. Compared to last year when we got rained out and the year before scorching out, it's nice to have a happy medium.
So you got a lot of bottles here. First of all, you have bottles. You're starting to get into cans, but why do you think a lot of Florida brewers are going for cans over bottles? And why are you going for bottles over cans?
We just think, at least with bottles with our label, it's a little bit of a classier look. A little more chic, and it stands out. Cans, I mean, it's easy, especially on shelves to for the account, for the customer to stack up, and easy to grab and go right then and there. Also, a lot of them use the PEC Dex recyclable top, so we just wanted to, which we're doing for our 16-ounce cans. We just want to make things a little more chic and a little, more sharp looking.
And what did you bring with you today?
So we got 3 out of the 7 core styles that we do year-round. We brought 3 of them. Our Captain's Kolsch, which is our German lager. We brought our Signature, which is our Miami Pale Ale. Very citrus, grapefruit note American Pale Ale, straight from the hops. And our La Colada, which is our porter, infused with some roasted chocolate malt and cold brew Cuban coffee.
That sounds amazing. That La Colada is easily my absolute favorite.
I know it's a favorite of yours.
Well, maybe Buenos Noches is a little bit more.
Right up your alley right there.
So where are you located? Obviously, you're not in the Bay.
So we're down in the Doral area, just west of the Palmetto and 25th Street. We have our warehouse there. We brew all our beer on site. We have our tasting room, our kitchen all on site. And that's our main facility. We're looking to open up a second facility in the downtown Miami area and eventually branch out into other locations. But everything is southwest the Doral area.
When is that downtown Miami location going to open?
To be determined right now. Just waiting on a couple zoning regulations from higher ups and ownership, but hopefully soon. But we're drawing everyone to our main facility now, where they can see, tour the whole tasting room and see how everything's being made. We just released our new barrel aged beers, so always doing something down there.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, man, thank you.
So we're here with Jeremy Logan, one half of Misfit's Brewing Company. And Jeremy, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day out here.
Now, you are not a brewery per se, correct?
Correct. We are homebrewers right now, working out of my backyard, but we come to these festivals bringing great quality beer, and hopefully soon we'll be in a brick and mortar.
Is Florida, especially South Florida, a great place for homebrewers?
It's getting better by the day. When I first moved here from California, it was really, really tough as a homebrewer. I had to travel to Miami to get my homebrew supplies, but now it's more and more available towards where I live.
Excellent. And what did you bring with you today?
I brought a dragon fruit saison, Belgian blonde treated with peach called Mermaid's Tail. I have a Yellow Beard's Lost IPA, which is a traditional IPA treated with toasted coconut and Sailor Jerry soaked oak chips.
Oh, man.
And I have brought a #MSD Strong Pale Ale. I use Mosaic, Simcoe, and Denali hops.
And that's what I'm drinking. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Why did you decide to honor that with the beer?
I live about a mile away from Merriam-Douglas, and my son at the time was a freshman at West Boca High, and that just really hit close to home. and I'm big on doing charity events. I have a son with a disability, so I try and raise money for all sorts of different types of charities and help those that are in need. We did a fundraising event for feeding the children because I think it's a shame that any child needs to go hungry for lunchtime at schools. So raising money in charity work is close to my heart.
Excellent. That's great to hear. How has the crowd reception been to your beers today?
Very, very well. We came last year with our Mermaid's Tail, and that was the quickest selling beer here. We had people talking about that for months after, so I had to brew it again and bring it here. Dragon Fruit Saison has already blown, so that essentially is the new crowd favorite.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you very much.
Well, the sun is going down. The beer has been drank. I don't know which one, but it is a good time as any to head home after a very long and successful Ocean Brews and Blues Festival here in Deerfield Beach, Florida. Had a lot of great beers, including one that was made with holy water. Don't quite know how to explain that one, but definitely take a look at FloridaBeerBlog.com for some more information and pictures. And thank you so much.
Well, thanks a lot for that report, Dave. You know, he's been doing his blog. Guess how long, Glenn? How long he's been doing it?
No idea. Well, but if he's doing a blog, it had to be from the early 2000s.
Well, not quite. But he's been doing it since March of 2014. So a little over 5 years. So he's covered beers and brews throughout the state. And you can find Dave and his beer blog by looking up the Florida Beer Blog or heading to FloridaBeerBlog.com. And if you're interested in being a roaming reporter too, well, guess what? Anybody can apply to contribute. Just send an email, tell us your name, where you're from. If you're already a podcaster, then tell us the name of your show as well, and share the kinds of things that you like to go out and do out and about on your own in your town, and send that email off to me at Jemmy, Jaime, at FloridaPodcastNetwork.com. And actually, we have some big news coming soon about this new roaming reporter, Dave Butler, the Florida Beer Blog guy. It's a huge announcement. I can't wait to share it. So be sure that you're following us on social media and are subscribed to Florida Podcast Network's All Shows feed. So just look up Florida Podcast Network and all your favorite podcast players. You don't want to miss being the first to hear the news. I'm so excited.
Well, thanks for coming along with us once again as we are finding Florida. There's just so much to find and explore in the state of Florida. We haven't even started covering it yet.
I know. I remember when we first started the show, my brother's like, are you sure you're going to have enough things to do? Like, how long can you do? Are you kidding me? We've barely scratched the surface.
I know. We're 19 months then into this, and there are large sections of the state we haven't been to yet.
Large sections. St. Augustine, we see you, we hear you, we're coming. So many places.
There's just so many places.
Jacksonville, just so many awesome places we just can't wait to get to.
And you'll get a sneak peek into what it's like doing that in an RV on episode 19B coming out in a few days. Look for it in your feed. It was an experience, and you're going to find out the good and the bad
and whether or not Glenn survived.
Yes. And for our adventure next month, we head back to the west coast of Florida. We'll be in Sarasota, one of my favorite places in Florida. If I ever moved out of Ocala, I'd move to Sarasota. Love it down there. All of those details are still coming together about what we're doing, and we're getting some help down there. So stay tuned to our social media and to findingfloridapodcast.com/next adventure. And as soon as we have it, we will put in there what we're up to.
Yeah, and if you really, really want to be the first to know, then join our group of Florida Podcast Network enthusiasts on Facebook called FPN Insiders. Everyone who's in there gets to know everything first. So don't you want to be one of the first ones to know? So be an insider, and then be sure that you're also listening to us on iTunes. And we don't usually too often ask for you to rate and review us, but if you are listening to us in iTunes, it's really, really simple. They've actually just recently revamped the whole listener interface there, and they've made it so easy to rate and review the shows. And it's really simple, and it just helps make it easier for others to find the shows too. So please be sure to send us a review and rate us. And with all of that being said,
here's to your next Florida adventure.